forget all you know about podcasts. We welcome you to an experience uniquely different. Please join us for our coverage of all entertainment on the fringe of society. The candles are lit, the lights are down low. It is now time to welcome our host as he steps up to the pulpit. The sacrifice has been prepared for the midnight black mass.
Ghastly greetings, groovy ghoulies, and welcome to the return of the Midnight Black Mass on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network, ProWrestlingRadio.net. I am your host, the maniacal minister of the occult, the devil you know, the Reverend Dan, the Dragon Wilson. And we are sans Andrew Alexander tonight. He is on a field assignment. He will be returning in the coming weeks. But joining me in his place, who will be piping in from time to time here on the episode, the founder of Beyond Ringside Radio and the producer of the show, Fast Eddie Layne. How are you, man?
Wonderfully well. For a Monday, it hasn't totally sucked ass.
Oh, that's a way to start. Mine has not been great, but I'll get into that in a minute. The third person here on the broadcast, our other co-host, the legendary, strong style psycho, the man who had his final bout in the legendary Landmark Arena in Cornelia, Georgia this past Saturday night. Tank!
Hey, what's up, mofos?
Man, ready to talk
Get
some
on here and talk
wrestling.
some shit.
Yes, and some shit. In one of them moods today, I woke up sick as a dog. I guess I pushed myself too hard, which I often do, trying to be successful at everything. And so, yeah, I didn't feel so great today. So I kind of laid around on my ass all day and feel a little bit better after just getting some rest and relaxation, which I haven't really been going nonstop since last week. So that hopefully we'll be back in the saddle tomorrow to resume my day-to-day activities.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean, man. I know the wifey wasn't feeling too good either. Maybe she got the Cornelia crud.
It's possible. I don't trust those the germs down there. You never know.
Yeah, we got the con crud and now the Cornelia crud.
It happens when you have so many people coming in from all over to witness an event, and what an event it was! A nice packed out crowd for the Anarchy Landmark Arena to see Tanks for the Memories. I tried my damnedest to put together a card that would make my brother here proud, that was in his honor. And, it was a whole extravaganza. Like, we pulled some classic clips and ran them in between matches and, really just used, it was like a special one-night event. There were there's some major happenings in terms of, like, anarchy news and feuds and et cetera, but, it was all focused on the one thing, and I hope we delivered the goods for you, man.
Oh, yeah, dude, it was great. I mean, I had a blast. Just sitting in the back, shooting the shit, building barbed wire boards and watching the show. And to tell you what, that Slim J. Kyle Matthews match was a nightmare. That was top-notch shit right there. Why those two guys aren't traveling all over the world, I have no clue.
Whew, I know. Like, that was... there wasn't nothing in the U.S. Indies better than that this week. I promise you.
Oh, no.
And that's not to take away anything from anybody. But as far as, like, just pure wrestling, not always what we do down there either. We are more southern wrestling. So we we do a lot of feuds and a lot of blood and a lot of storyline based things with outrageous characters and all the heat and bad guys and good guys, and that type of wrestling. So we don't often do just like, oh, these are two of the best wrestlers, let's see who's the best. But that's kind of what the Landmark Heritage title was started for, is to kind of give a platform for that, because, you do need a little bit of something for everybody. And so, that's where we're trying to put the best wrestlers, kind of using the old intercontinental philosophy, where it's always like you're going to get the bigger dudes on top. But if you like that really fast-paced or just really crisp, perfectly executed technical wrestling, there's a match for you there. And so that's what we're trying to do with that. I thought they delivered the goods in spades. I thought it was fantastic.
Most definitely. I thought the match was awesome. I mean, the card from top to bottom was just badass. So the hooligans and the hate junkies, that was more my style, the brawling all over the place, and the 4-way bar fight spot, which I always mark out to whoever does it. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. You put on a hell of a show, and that's why I think Anarchy is in good hands with you and Rick and Kenny Wallace and all you guys down there doing a great job. And I don't see Anarchy going out of business anytime soon. I see y'all just keep getting better and better, and going to be hopefully the next Super Indie, because we all know Wildside was the first. So let's go ahead and make Anarchy up there with the CCWs and the PWGs and the ROH or whatever the hell.
Well, if the growth... Yeah, go ahead.
I'll just say, I just love that building, the tradition there, the lineage there, of the guys who've been through there. And for 2001 to Saturday night, I mean, that was, it don't get no better than that. 16 years, that's home. Like I said the other night, that's my home. And September 9th, awesome. I will not be wrestling, but I will be there for the Wildside reunion. I wouldn't miss that for the fucking world. And just because I'm not an in-ring competitor anymore, don't mean, maybe I can't ref a match or be a manager or an enforcer or something. We'll have fun with it.
Oh yeah, I don't see. I mean, there's plenty of room for you to come play in wrestling as you want to when you're bored, without actually getting in the ring. You have a wealth of knowledge to distribute as well. I'll be calling you for finishes and other things as often as I do.
Oh yeah.
So I think, I think you're going to have fun with it afterwards, because you don't have the pressure of having to be out there every weekend, but people are still going to want to call on you for your knowledge and just to be around. So I think it's going to be awesome.
Oh yeah.
So the card was fantastic. Hey Junkies and Hooligans was a great wild brawl. Foster and Cash had a really great opening match. Foster pulled out what many thought, an upset there with the crucifix, but Cash just went totally unhinged afterwards and carved up poor Lulu, the longtime former Wildside and now returned to Anarchy's security head, and made him bleed like a stuck pig. And then he had a creepy video later where he was like burning pictures of Anarchy stars and new side to Cash. I think the loss to you kind of sent him over the edge.
Yeah, I think so too. I watched that video and was like, what the hell's wrong with this guy? So, if you don't get him under control now, there ain't no telling what the hell he'll do down there.
Yeah, I have a feeling some bad days are coming for some people in the path of Brad Cash. He's a maniac. So we saw that, and then of course we saw the great title match for the Heritage title that we talked about, and then Team Tag jumped those guys. They had a tag later in the evening, And Billy Buck and Jeremiah, that rivalry still continuing. Started at Fright Night last year, but they're going to tangle. Big first match announcement, exclusive right here on the Midnight Black Mass on August the 12th when we return to the Landmark Arena for Anarchy Television taping. It will be the Gladiator Jeremiah versus Wild Billy Buck 1-on-1. We've been waiting on this for quite a while. The blood has been boiling. The hatred has been festering. They're going to tangle on August the 12th in one of our featured matches. The other going to be pretty interesting. Signed this looking at both of their credentials, not only here at Anarchy, but elsewhere. AJ Gray has been on the tear. This kid has been just lighting it up everywhere he goes. He's been a dedicated member of the Anarchy roster as well, but he also travels a lot of other places. So he's got a lot of big wins lately, and he won his big match with Ryan Vega at the Hostile Environment. So that, plus the wins he's got in other places, he's getting a shot at the Triple Crown Championship. The new Triple Crown champion, Gunnar Miller, who defeated Jacob Ashworth in a hell of a match. Like a classic heavyweight bruiser fest. It was so fucking awesome. And he will be defending against AJ Gray in his first title defense since winning the belt back. And they were collegiate rivals, if I'm not mistaken. If not, they played within just a couple of years of each other. AJ played football for Austin Peay, and we know Gunnar Miller played for UTC. So I thought that was a pretty interesting matchup.
Oh, yeah, that'll be awesome to see there. That'll be a match alone. Just those two matches. You can throw anybody else on the card, but those two matches will be well worth the admission, the drive down there to Cornelia to see a fantastic show.
Oh, yeah. We got some other stuff happening there, too. Crystal Rose is bringing her big surprise that she talked about to take on Rock and Roll Roxy for the Women's Championship. The Approved defend the tag team titles against the Beautiful Bald Besties, making their big return. Also going to see the Deadly Sin 7 in action. We're going to see the return of the feature presentation, Jeff Lewis. We're going to see Bashworth, hopefully get an update on him. He got pretty banged up. What did you think about that match?
Who's that?
Ashworth and Gunner. What did you think about that match?
Oh, man, it was awesome. I thought Gunner killed him with that CTE. I know he was a little banged up in the back. Having some neck problems, didn't really know where he was, glassy-eyed, but he's a tough kid. He'll bounce back. And Gunnar Miller, I mean, what else can you say? He's the real deal.
Yeah, that match was one of the better Anarchy matches of the year. I mean, and happened on the same card as that Matthews and Jeremiah match. Like, I thought it was just so full of twists and turns and drama. And then when Miller hit him with that CTE, Ashworth was out. I mean, he was concussed. We've not gotten an official diagnosis, but we've seen plenty of concussions. And just Ashworth got caught wrong and hit that bottom rope, and one of those, ballet. It happens. And Gunnar Miller's a beast, and when you're in there with a guy like that, you gotta be prepared to get hurt. But hopefully he, like you said, he bounces back. He's up and about. No like debilitating injuries. He's incredibly sore, but looks like the concussion hopefully was the only injury. We're going to get an update on him. Hopefully hear from him. Team Tag's also going to be there. And Brad Cash is suspended, but word is that he might still be trying to sniff around the building. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. We'll see. But got to give a big shout out to Matt Griffin, the Anarchy editor. He is amazing at what he does. He's really come in and given you all of this product on Powerbomb TV. Matter of fact, any of the technical glitches were the fault of the mixing board, not him. He doesn't even get it until after. It's a live mix there on site. And then he puts it together in post and gets it distributed out to the Powerbomb. And so as we're speaking, it should now be up on Powerbomb TV. What a turnaround time.
Yeah, I mean, 2 days, you can't beat that. I'm gonna have to take my ass in there and watch it, I guess.
You can sign up, everybody out there, $9.99 a month. You get wrestling content from all over the country. I think for the hardcore wrestling fans, things like this and the High Spots Network are really the way to go. I mean, you get that in combination with the network, and you've got pretty much all the wrestling you could ever want to see. With the Powerbomb TV, we've gotten a lot of growth on there lately. We've got a lot of new subscribers subscribing for Just the Anarchy, and we're getting a lot more views. They keep increasing, so I'm real happy with everything in relationship with Powerbomb TV. A couple of notes: on August 26th, we'll be hosting a Powerbomb TV title tournament match, as John Silver from the New England area is coming down. A hell of a wrestler. A lot of Kyle Matthews and other have stated this, that we really should be excited that he's coming in because he's great. He's going to be taking on Joey Lynch in round one of their championship tournament, which we're going to be hosting. There's going to be a match in Mexico, a match in Canada, I believe 2 matches in the United States, and we're getting one of them. So that's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, that's badass. And then props to Joey Lynch to be invited into the tournament. Homegrown kid, so who I'm going to be pulling for in that. He's a hell of a talent. He could be a breakout star.
Yeah, he really could. He's got all the tools, and as a tag team, the Lynch Mob are tremendous as well. And speaking of Lynch Mob, they'll be returning to Anarchy August the 12th. All you Lynch Mob fans out there, I know you missed them, but they will be back on August the 12th, and they're going to be an interesting matchup. You're going to have to decide who you want to root for here, because they're going to be taking on the Hate Junkies. The Lynch Mob now technically guaranteed another rematch at the titles, being former champions, but this is a number one contenders match. So if they win, in theory, they could earn 2 shots at the title, assuming they don't win. Because if they win this, and they could earn just a second being number one contenders, and they'd also have the guaranteed rematch. So interesting matchup, but the Hate Junkies could also come out number one contenders, and then you have the Lynch Mob waiting in the wings with a guaranteed shot. So a lot of interesting things could come out of that.
Oh yeah, most definitely. It'd be a hell of a match. It sounds like a hell of a card. It's like the Anarchy shows are producing just not only regular TV tapings. To me, it's like every show is like a quarterly big show. So, it's like I said, just keep doing what you're doing, and fucking the sky's the limit for Anarchy Wrestling.
I appreciate it, man. It means a lot. And we're doing just that, and hoping to continue bringing great action and developing the stars of tomorrow. That's what we've done for years, and hope to continue to do. It would also, while doing that, put on a hell of an entertaining product that people want to pay to see, and kind of keep a certain type of wrestling alive that really isn't done too many places. So I think that's one thing, say being the next super indie, well, we're never going to present that kind of style. It's not what our fans like. They feel like it here and there, like you saw with the Kyle and Jeremiah match, but they want to see that every match. But I think by doing what we're doing and being different, that could maybe lead to something.
Most definitely. And then let's, I guess, go on to the main event of the show, was myself and Matt Tremont and a Cornelia death match. We never really named it a death match, but I guess that's what people were expecting, and that's why we gave them the blood and gut. And I was talking to somebody after the show about, how crazy that we went or didn't go. Man, like towns like Cornelia, Georgia, in the South, hardcore wrestling, you don't have to go all out and use the light tubes and the weed whackers. And, I mean, they pop for pretty much anything that you do. Like, that match up north would have got shit on because nobody died. You know what I'm saying? It would have been like, oh, you're still walking and you're still able to live? No, that match sucked. But for Cornelia standards, it was fucking awesome. The crowd was into it. We got a "This is awesome" chant, and which I guess that's the new big thing. If you get that, I guess you're doing something right. But the match felt great. And Tremont is such a good, I mean, not only in my eyes, he's the best deathmatch wrestler on the planet. He is, he's a hell of a worker. I mean, he can work non-deathmatch, deathmatch. That's why I always thought I saw a lot of him, or I saw a lot of me in him, because I consider myself the same way. I'm not just a deathmatch wrestler. I can go toe-to-toe, move for move with guys, or if you want to throw chairs and barbed wire in there, I can do that too.
Yeah, I mean, I think Tremont should, like maybe let his body heal up a little bit and, kind of take a break off the death matches a little bit and try a run just like I want to wrestle the best wrestlers. And I think he'd do a hell of a fucking job. And I think that he's like, he's got that, he's like a scarred up maniac, so compared to these pretty boys, like the dynamic there is awesome. I want to see more of that. I want to see more of the guys who are great at death matches being incorporated just into overall wrestling cards. Because if you see these personas, that's where you're seeing a lot more to me of the larger than life personas than you are seeing elsewhere in the business. Guys like Schlack, I mean, a lot of people have some issues with some apparently stuff in his personal life, but he's always been cool to me. And he was cool to you that time.
Oh, yeah.
We met him there in Alabama. Or no, it was not Alabama. Sorry, it was Tennessee. But I was used to working shows for that dude in Alabama. So
Kevin Brannon.
It runs together. Yes, but yeah, like he just had such presence. Like we talked about on one episode, it was like Bruiser Brody coming through there. I think Tremont has that same vibe. Like he just comes out, like, man, this looks like a dangerous dude that would kick your ass. And so, like, the death matches are great, but, we see the toll it's taken on him. Like, he could chill on that for a little bit. And then when he does go back and do some death matches, A, he can command a heftier price tag, and then B, also, it'll be a huge deal.
And, of course, on August 5th, he's wrestling Onita, who I said the other night, he's the godfather of deathmatch wrestling. He was a Memphis mark. He wrestled in Memphis and took that style to Japan that they had never seen before with the brawling, and then he added the deathmatch aspect of it with the barbed wire and the exploding bats and exploding barbed wire matches. And, having that man come to the United States is a big fucking deal. A lot of people who don't follow deathmatches probably don't know who he is. Like I said, man, look him up on YouTube, and then you get your ass on High Spots Network that night, and you watch that match. They're showing it live. And if it wasn't for Scenic City Invitational, I would drive or fly my ass up there to see that match in person. And, when they announced that match on the same night as SCI, I was like, oh, shit. But, business is business. You do what you got to do. But I will definitely be watching that match as it happens. If I'm still in the tournament, I'll be in the back watching that shit on my phone.
Yeah. I think we're all going to get together. Me and Bailey and others had talked about getting together and just watching it after the show.
That's fine. We'll head somewhere and watch that shit. It'll be
come to my house. Time. Hell yeah.
But like I said, the match itself I thought was great. Tremont's a hell of a talent. He was a little banged up. He was banged up. He had done like 2 death matches leading into this one. So he was a little beat up. But he still gave it 100%. We went out there and I thought we performed well for the crowd. And so, I thought it was a nice little send-off for me in that building. The show of respect from the boys, the fans, it don't get no better than that. I actually held up better than what I thought I would. And about my little promo, I talk about my wife. That always kind of gets to me because, she is my best friend. She's my biggest fan. And that always, it's always like a heartfelt moment. And it was just always all the years I spent down there. Saturday night was top notch, and my favorite moment down there. And I had plenty of good moments in that building. Winning tag titles with Trash, Tempers, Iceberg, Bulldog Reigns, wrestling Rick Michaels, David Young, Adam Jacobs, being in a multi-man match with AJ Styles. Like I said, I did that high spot shoot. Talk about Wildside. At that one time, AJ, Jason Cross, and Adam Jacobs, man, they were the real deal. And if Jason Cross could have stayed injury free, there ain't no telling where the hell he would be right now. Same with Adam Jacobs. All three of them were up there. When you throw in John Phoenix and Air Paris, I mean, the sky's the limit for all those guys. I say AJ's doing well for himself.
Yeah, just a little. So, and AJ was the first, and it was almost like he was kind of the one that led the charge, because I mean he learned a lot there, but he went on to learn so much more other places because he was just that fucking good from the day he started. He was just a natural, just psychotically good. But then after that, we did institute more of a program where we started developing guys, and we churned out a lot. A lot of guys claim us as home, and we're very proud of that. And not many promotions have a legacy, like your legacy there. Like now, granted, and until we do it for somebody else, nobody's ever had that kind of send off. First of all,
oh yeah,
which is awesome. I mean, you got the biggest send off in the history of the arena ever.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Because a lot of guys on the Indies. I mean, 21 years on the Indies is a long fucking time. And, AJ's been wrestling, like 18, 19 years now. He went on, to bigger and better things. But, my time on the Indies, I wouldn't change it for the world. No, I never got signed by Impact Wrestling or the Fed or whatever, but I would never change a damn thing that I did. I've enjoyed every minute of it. All the bumps and bruises and torn rotator cuffs and blown out knees, and a lot of people are like, yeah, you're just a part-timer. Yeah, I was a part-timer, but I figured I was a pretty goddamn good part-timer. I've lasted longer than a lot of fucking guys.
Oh, that shit always chap my ass anyway. Like, suck my balls. Like, okay, so I don't want to risk the insecurity of having to depend on these fucking mark-ass promoters to fucking pay my bills. Like, I mean, if you can make it work, that's awesome, but don't shit on the motherfuckers that don't. Like, I've held down, security at home otherwise the entire time, and you have too. It's like you have your real life that you buckle down and you do the right thing, and then in your spare time you chase the silly dream, and you have a good time doing it, and like you enjoyed the journey. So many guys don't do. It's all about the destinations. It's WWE or bust, and it's awesome if you make it there, but not everybody does. So enjoy the journey. It's some of the best times you'll ever have. We had some of the best times of our lives, just running up down the road acting like fools.
Do me a favor.
I mean,
there's two that I want to pop in with. One's going back to the deathmatch thing, and I want to ask both of you this question. Which is the bigger shock for you? When you know a person is primarily a deathmatch wrestler and they turn around and turn in a oh my God performance in a traditional match, or a person who you've known more as a traditional wrestler and they turn in the oh my God performance in a deathmatch? Rev?
The latter. Like, I'm not a guy that wants to come out here and shit on current wrestling, because I'm definitely, very much involved in current wrestling, and I love these guys. But they're just not tough like the other generation was tough, And so when they want to come out and do something like that, it definitely surprises me. The other way around, it doesn't as much, because like a lot of guys like Tank, I mean, we know he's a great worker, but he can make more money doing this. There's a market for it. He can get his name out there more by doing this, because that's what's the fucking in thing. So, they take the opportunity. There's a lot of really great workers that do a lot of death matches because that's where the opportunity for them lies.
Tank?
Yeah, I feel the same way. If you see a guy who doesn't normally do a hardcore or death match style, and then they go out there and fucking kill it, that always just surprises the shit out of me. Like PWG, they will throw in you'll see guys like Kevin Steen or the Young Bucks, for instance. They'll do those guerrilla warfare matches. And even though they get their shit in, their flips and their super kicks, and they're taking the bumps on the barbed wire boards and the Legos and the thumbtacks, that shit's cool as hell to me, I mean, and a lot of, that's not my cup of tea, that style, but when those guys, the indie darlings, do the death matches, and they get thrown in there and they do one, and it makes sense, man, I'm all for that. I love that shit. I've seen it quite a few times. A lot of these guys, they, like you said, don't normally do a death match, and then they get thrown in there and just fucking tear it up. Good stuff.
The other one was originally going to be more of a question, but I'm going to lay it out there as a comment from me to the IWC as well as all the critics out there. This is just me talking. And nobody put me up to this, so stick that in your pipe and smoke it. And if it's good stuff, I'll smoke it with you. What time is it? Oh, we missed 4:20. Damn. I would rather have the reputation of someone as respected as Tank, who didn't do it full time, but earned the respect of people who have a clue, than to be somebody who did this 5 days a week, who didn't have the savvy or the know-how to get their damn name out there, and isn't making the money that they should be making. So, I mean, folks, take that one for what you will. There is, when I had an opportunity, and Tank and I met in passing, and he didn't remember the day until I reminded him of it. But case point scenario, long before I got a chance to work with him, I knew of him, and had seen some of the stuff. And it's like, I want to be able to announce him one day. I want to be able to call one of his matches one day. And when I finally got a chance to, it's like, I'm cool with this. This is good. Wish the match would have been a little bit longer, but you know me. I'm a time whore like that. It's kind of like when I finally got a chance to work side by side with Reverend Dan. I knew Dan the Dragon Wilson long before I met Dan the Dragon Wilson. Or Reverend Dan Wilson, take your pick. And when I finally got a chance to hang out and work with him, it's like, oh, hell yeah. So I will put it to everybody as simply as this. You can bust your ass on a full-time basis running the roads, but if you don't know how to get your name out there and earn respect, then you got to figure out the other side of the industry. Or as I like to call it, get ready to do it. I'm talking about the business drink. There's your drinking game for the week. So anybody who wants to sit back and say something about scheduling and how many days we're able to work, get over yourself, please. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, a cool moment for me, I mean, this a couple of years ago, they had a Ring of Honor show here in town, and I hooked up with Bill and Delirious and got a couple tickets just to be a fan and watch the show. And then afterwards, walked in the back, and one of our loyal brothers in arms, Corey Cox, he went with me, and I got to go in the back. And, like, a lot of the guys who I'd never met, Adam Cole being one of them, I'd never met this kid, came up to me and was like, fucking Tank, what are you doing here? I go, well, I live here. He goes, I just want to let you know I enjoy your shit. I was like, man, feel like that means a lot because at the time, he's ROH champion. He's an indie darling. And I was like, holy shit, Adam Cole knows who the hell I am. And then fucking, just in passing, Roderick Strong, I'd wrestled him for Ian, and Michael Elgin, I'd wrestled him, and they all come up to me and like, oh shit, we're glad you're here, nice to see you, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, shit like that makes an old man feel good. But I had some kind of an impact on some of these guys' life or career, you know what I'm saying? They're like, Adam, like I said, Adam Cole at the time and is now the big indie darling was just like, shit, I love your work. I was like, thank you. Shit like that means a lot. When you hear words like that from your peers, that'll make your night, your day, your year. I was like, oh, that's cool. I was like, I enjoy your fucking work too.
Let me steal one.
Go ahead,
Let me steal one more, because I normally ask this one on the Tuesday conversation, but I want to ask it here because I'm curious to hear what your answer is. Tank, we all talk about continuing education in the world of pro wrestling. Nobody's ever learned everything, but what has this industry known as professional wrestling taught you about yourself more than anything else?
Oh, shit. Throwing a curveball there.
Yeah.
Man, wrestling it's taught me respect others, treat others how you want to be treated. You treat people like shit, people are going to treat you like shit. I have grown up. I mean, I started wrestling when I was 26 years old, so I got into the game late, and I was just a normal guy, and wrestling has made me thick-skinned, hard-headed, made me, I consider myself pretty fucking tougher than nails kind of guy. And I have grown up in this business, and I wrestled almost half of my adult life. So it's been a hell of a ride. And I mean, I've just learned, like I said, mainly the whole respect thing. When I first broke in, I was like the guys are now. Oh, what's this old timer know? Blah blah blah. Then they get you out there and stretch the shit out of you. You're like, okay, yeah, I'm not as good as I thought I was. And I, and even though I'm getting out, I'm still learning stuff. I'm talking to Kyle Matthews, and he's teaching me shit still. And everybody's brought in a different way. And like wrestling revolves in circles. You know what I'm saying? It's you start one way and you start one place, and just everything goes in full circle. And as the famous Ricky Morton said, be sure who the toes you're stepping on your way up might be connected to the asses you're going to have to kiss on the way back down. So is that how it goes, Dan? Something like that. It's like I'm scatterbrained.
That's it. No, that's it. Be careful with those you step on the way up, because they might be connected to the ass you're going to have to kiss on the way back down. One of my favorite all-time pro wrestling quotes, and so true. Most of the guys I've seen go up, maintained who they were. Like Xavier Woods, for example. I see him a couple times a year. He's always just as cool as ever. Dash Wilder, still talk to him on occasion, still the same old dude. Gunner, same way, but there's some guys that get out there and get the big head and they want to big time you. And then, one day you're not going to be there and you're going to be out here just hustling just like all the rest of us. So, be careful the toes you step on. That's where that comes from.
Oh, yeah. And like you said, the guys who, I wrestle 5 days a week. I'm making a living at this. Well, that's cool, but do you know the fucking business? Most of those guys, I'd say the majority of them are fucking assholes. Just because they think they're making a living at it, that they're better than the guys who wrestle 3 or 4 times a month. And some of the old veterans, they rag on the weekend warriors. That's cool. I was a weekend warrior and goddamn proud of it. Like I said, I wouldn't change a fucking thing that I've ever done in this business.
Yeah, well, there weren't any territories left by the time we got into, make that full-time living if you weren't working at one place. So, it was a lot easier when there were 30-something territories that had full-time jobs.
And then I look back at some of the, shit, some of the marks, Tank ain't worth the shit. That's fine. You got your opinion. I understand that. But, like, when I have guys like Bill Eadie, Mr. Wrestling 2, and Dusty Rhodes tell me and Iceberg that if we'd have been around in the late 70s, early 80s, we'd have made a fucking killing. I would much rather listen to those guys than the keyboard warriors talking all that shit.
Yeah. That opinion certainly has a lot more weight, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
You stood right there when Mr. Wrestling 2 told me in Iceberg that, like, shit, you guys move well, and y'all are good as shit. I was like, man, that's Mr.
Yeah.
Wrestling 2.
I was watching him watch the match, and he was like reacting to like, holy shit! Like every time you guys was like when Berg would take a big bump or something, like, my God.
And then Dusty, when he saw us together, was like, and then saw us work, was like, if I'd have had y'all in the '80s, we'd have made a ton of money. Which sucks. I wish I'd have been born 10 years sooner. But man, I mean, like I said, I've had a hell of a ride. I've had a great time. It's gonna suck to lace them up one last time next weekend. So I was telling Kim the other day, I was packing my bag. I was like, I've only got to do this one more time after today. She's like, yep, I know. Until you decide you want to come out of retirement 2 months later. I was like, shut up.
Well, because of the great send-off, hopefully you won't be Terry Funk. Not that there's anything wrong with being Terry Funk, because he's the greatest of all time. But
damn right.
Like, it's you're not going to get this kind of send-off again. Like Ric Flair retiring at WrestleMania, like you're not going to get that send-off again. So you can still be involved without coming back to the ring, but.
Oh yeah.
I think this one's gonna stick, unfortunately for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's time to go. And it's nothing against the business. It's just like you putting that. Like I told you, I'm still pretty healthy, and I want to be able to go out on my own terms, where I'm not battered and beat up and can't get on the floor and play with my little girl or coach softball or do whatever. So that's one of the main reasons. I want to be a family man.
Still gonna have a good quality of life, like so many guys don't. I mean, that's why so many guys don't get that send off. Like you picked a date, you said, okay, this is the day I'm leaving. Now I'd like to get some last work in, and of course everybody's like, well, shit, man, we got to celebrate you, and so you get this whole big send off because of that. Like it's. You have that respect of everybody, and also like you set a date and you built to it, and it wasn't like, oh, I got hurt, now I'm done. Which so many guys, most guys, that's what happens.
Oh yeah.
Or you just flaked on the business entirely and said like, fuck this shit and fuck all of these guys, like which I know a lot of guys do too. They don't make it, like I remember seeing guys in the Wild Side days. I mean, we would lose guys who were stars. A couple of times it happened. They'd get a tryout. They'd say, sorry, not what we're looking for. You never fucking hear from them again. They quit the fucking business and like just go, go off and disappear back into civilian life.
Yeah, there were so many guys like that. Be like, damn, kid, get your ass back out there. Just because they turn you down once don't mean they'll do it again.
Yeah, I mean, it's a way to weed them out, though, because those guys aren't mentally tough enough to do it. Or maybe, maybe not even that. Maybe it's just like, hey, they gave themselves a short window to try to make something happen, and it didn't happen, and so they got other plans. But, guys like us, unfortunately, we're lifers. Like I'm planning on retiring when I'm 40. Like that's my goal.
Yeah.
To retire from the business when I'm 40. Like that leaves me like 3 more years to really get out here and do something. Not like I love the business still, and will continue to, and we'll probably still like consult and do shit from home where I don't have to leave the house. But like fuck, man. There's other shit I want to do in my life. I've always wanted to kind of pursue like voice acting and shit. Like I might suck at it, but and if I'm still doing wrestling because it consumes me to such a degree, I'm not going to be able to do that. So as sad as I am about you leaving, I totally understand where you're coming from, and hope that the same happens with me when my time comes here in a couple of years.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Look at Bailey. Goddamn, Bailey's been around forever.
He has.
Bailey will never quit. He's like, fuck it. He has too much of a good time.
You think that,
That's
but
never
he
happened.
actually said to me, you know, that he's contemplated it over the last couple of years. Like Gunner pretty much reignited his passion for the business because he was about ready to say fuck it.
Yeah. But he's got a hell of a
But now-
hand, you know. I mean, Bailey has made Gunner a hell of a fucking worker. He's taught him a lot. Like I said, man, Gunner, give it another year or so. Hopefully not even a year. He'll get signed and go down there and kill it and make some money and get us free tickets for shit.
Yeah. It's the best you can pretty much hope for anymore, right? I mean, my God, I
Yeah.
named one of the guys on the fucking roster, and I mean, I can get free tickets, and it's awesome, and I appreciate it. They always really treat us right, but like I think that's about all you're gonna get.
So yeah, then I guess we can talk about next week a little bit. Scenic City Invitational, first match with Matt Riddle. If I lose, I'm done. If I win, I keep going on. You know, if I lose, I don't want it to be a sad moment. I just want it, you know, let's settle. Kind of like, you know, I was telling somebody the other night, man, they were a little teary-eyed. I was like, I'm just retiring. I'm not dead. We can still fucking hang out and go to concerts and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I'm just walking away. And, you know, I'm sure next week's going to suck. It'll be surreal and sad. We just need to get all that out of our system and then go fucking party. You know what I'm saying? I just want it to be like a big party. I wish we could have kegs of beer in the back of this school where we'd just fucking party all damn night.
Well, fuck it. We'll just come to the compound afterwards and watch Oneida and Tremont, and we will have this sad party.
About to say, what kind of beer you want?
Whatever, man. What about Tank with Jaeger?
Oh, shit. I'll be crashed out in your front yard with the dogs.
Okay, folks, that's going to be a soundbite moment you will hear in replay with the Rev going Jaeger, and he went, oh, shit. If you missed the Midnight Black Mass, you missed this.
They got a funny story about the Jaeger. It was a War Games. What was it, 2010? I guess it was.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And one of our buddies, Clint Stevens, who makes awesome gear, by the way, so look him up on Facebook. He'll make you some cool shit. Anyway, yeah, he brought a bottle of Jaeger to the show, and I was like, nah, I better not, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, I'll come on, a couple of shots will be all right. So I had a couple, and that couple turned into about 8, 9, 10, 15. And the bottle was sitting in the office, and Bailey walked in and goes, God damn it, don't let Tank see that Jaeger. And Clint was like, too late, he's already had some. We go out, we do the match. I'm drunker than shit. I normally don't perform drunk. It was just a spur of the moment. And I took a bump over the rail into the crowd. I'm bleeding, and Bill's freaking out and all this shit. And Ace Rockwell gives me a shoot hip toss from over the rail onto my head to the floor because he's like, we're going to get in trouble. And, like, I didn't jump. He just like a shoot hip toss. And I got up and swung for the fences. And if I'd have hit Ace, I'd have knocked his ass out. And I just fell back down on my face. Pretty much blacked out there on the floor for about 30 seconds. I was like, oh, my God. And then I got a little bit of trouble. Got sent home for a few weeks. But it was all good. There was another time in Rome. Me and Iceberg drank a bottle. Me and Barry, a whole big bottle. I was doing a dog collar match, a Murder One. I couldn't even lace my boots. I had somebody lace my boots for me. And I just walked out and told Murder, I was like, man, you're going to have to lead the way. And he did. I got all bloody and stuff, and I was like, this fucking hit me. I'm done. We only went like 2 or 3 minutes. It was a big fucking dog collar match. I was booking the show, so I didn't give a shit. It was a show that lasted like 6 hours, so I was like, hell, fuck this.
Nobody else there cared.
Yeah, that was the night Alexander and Miller did the ladder match, and about 3 minutes in, I grabbed the microphone and yelled, "Take it home." So yeah, I've done some stupid shit in my time. I try not to mix the alcohol and the wrestling. I get on to people for that shit, and I look back and I'm like, hell, man, I can't be bitching about it. I do the same shit. But not too often. You know, I might have a beer or two, get the juices going if I'm going to bleed. You know, it's one of the trade secrets. Handful of aspirin and beer. And Bill would always be like, God damn it, Warren. All the beer does is just make you sweat and dehydrated. I'm like, shut the fuck up, Bill. Leave me alone. Love Bill Behrens, man. I wish he could have come the other night. He actually sent me a message today saying he hated that he missed it, and he'll see me on September 9th. I was like, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Bill again on the Wild Side reunion. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, man. I'm really looking forward to it. So
Yeah,
that drive, though, my wife was like, that was the first time she'd been to Cornelia in 10 years. And that drive, she's like, fuck this. She goes, we're just going to get a hotel. I was like, that's fine. She was like, God damn, I don't remember this drive sucking this bad. I was like, yeah, it still sucks.
Yeah. Shit, I'm doing it every 2 weeks now, so it's a breeze for me. We just try to beat our time home now. Like, can I get home by 1:30?
Oh yeah, we made pretty good time getting home. You know, been coming back, you know, on and off for the last couple of years. The drive for me isn't that bad. But like I said, the wife was like, Jesus Christ. We decided to go the back way, and that was a fucking mistake. They done changed all the roads. It's just not the same. I'm like, good God, where the hell are we?
Atlanta
we got there.
Better.
Yeah, that's what we got this one app that says like traffic. It was like all red through Atlanta, and she was like, let's just go this way. I was like, all right, cool. Not going that way again. But yeah, man, I just want to say thanks to everybody that's been a part of my career. The promoters that used me, the promoters that fucked me over. And, which there's been a few, you know, that shit's gonna happen. The guys I got to work with, you know, like you and Bailey and Rick, David Young, and just, you know, Wild Side was my life, and it turned into Anarchy, and then Anarchy was my life, and then, like I said, I went through 4 different owners, and still fucking going strong. And with you guys down there, Anarchy's is top notch. I appreciate everything y'all did for me Saturday. Yeah, made an old fat kid in Chattanooga happy.
It was our pleasure, man, and like thank you for, you know, just everything over the years. Like you know, little did I know I'd make a friend for life that night. We were talking about Gypsy Joe whipping your ass.
Yeah, no shit.
You know, like I said in my Facebook post, was got picked up by WrestlingWithWords.com, and you got retweeted 1 million times, which was awesome. You know, my God, it's like you just meet this fucker you didn't know, and we ended up traveling the roads together, and you know, being there for each other's divorces and major funerals and all this other shit. It's awesome.
You know, you're not. I mean. The whole you and the other crew, y'all are my family. You know, I grew up an only child, so y'all are all my brothers, and y'all are my family, and it'll always be that way. You know, we've had our differences. We fucking argue and fight. That's what brothers do, man. You know, family fight. You fight more with your family than you do anybody else.
Oh, absolutely. And we've never been mad at each other for more than a day.
Maybe an hour.
Right.
You know, fuck you, and then text back, all right, man. Did you watch that Thor trailer? You know, shit like that. That small talk always ends up being pretty good. Speaking of that Thor trailer, have you watched it yet?
Yeah, it looks fucking awesome.
Oh goddamn, I can't fucking wait. And that goddamn Walking Dead trailer was the shit too. You wearing your shit in your pants? Oh my God, I pop huge for that. Yeah, I'm
All out
scatterbrained. I think I'm all ADHD because I'll go from one thing to another. So people who come to the Fan Fest on Saturday for my shoot the shit with Tank session, I'm gonna be all over the place. So just just hold on and enjoy the ride. That's what it's gonna be.
Yeah, August 4th and 5th, 2 weeks away.
The 5th,
Phoenix City Invitational.
Yeah, I said next week. Yeah, it's 2 weeks. Shit, fire.
Oh,
This week I'm just chilling out, man, and I'm on shoot job vacation, and I'm just fucking just chilling out.
There you
Doing
go.
what I do.
Little
Play some video
relaxation.
games, catch up on some Netflix shows. At least that's what I plan on doing. That probably won't happen.
Prepare for the big fight.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fight, man. Riddle's the shit. I'm a big fan, and apparently he's a big fan of mine, so it'll be fun. We're gonna go out there and try to kill it, win that extra $50, whatever the hell it is, for best match. So hopefully we can do that. But there's some killer talent on this show, man. It's gonna be a good time.
Oh, it is. Scenic City is stacked this year. Looking forward to it. I'm not sure what matches I'm calling. I know I usually bring in a few different announcers from different places. We'll probably rotate, but I say this right now: I will fight a motherfucker to call your match. Nobody else is calling your last fucking match with me. I don't give a fuck who they put with me, but no, that is not. I don't, if they even think that's happening. Surely not, but just putting that out there right now. If I get ejected from the Scenic City, you'll know why.
I will sneak you back in.
But man, great talking about your career on this episode, and just kind of reflecting on the night that was Saturday and everything that led to it and came of it. But we're out of time. But definitely check out the Scenic City at SCI Tournament on Twitter. You can follow Tank on Twitter at Tank_EST1996. Follow me on Twitter at Dragons Redux. Follow Anarchy Wrestling at Anarchy Landmark on Twitter. And we're all over the other social media, but Twitter seems to be the place to go. So go there. And any final thoughts, plugs? Anybody else want to get out of the way? We're about to wrap it up.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I'll take a shot.
Joe?
At Beyond Ringside on Twitter, Facebook.com/Beyond Ringside Live. And of course, the home sites are BeyondRingside.com and ProWrestlingRadio.net. For me personally, at Fast Eddie Layne on Twitter, Instagram, FastEddieLayne.com is my home. This coming Saturday night, the 29th of July, I'll be back with Global Championship Wrestling, making the return to Pell City at Red, White, and Bruised. The following Saturday night, August 5, the Beyond Ringside family of shows will be very well represented at the Scenic City Invitational. We'll be doing some interviews from up there and maybe broadcasting live. Not quite sure. We're still working some things out. The reason why I can say it like that is last night on Beyond Ringside Live with yours truly and Mark Mabo Bowman, Josh Massey, one of the father of the Scenic City Invitational. I think that's the way, because since he calls it his, or everybody calls it his baby, Josh came on last night to give us a full synopsis for all of the first round matchups in the tournament, and we also talked about some of the non-tournament matches as well. That show will be in rotation here on the station Tuesday morning, and the Beyond Ringside podcast feeds will be updated Tuesday afternoon. Rev?
All right. Well, you got the rundown from Eddie. You got the rundown from me. You got the rundown from Tank. That's going to do it for another edition of the Midnight Black Mass. We'll be back next Monday. Keep one foot in the gutter and one fist in the gold. Good night, motherfuckers.